happening, gang? It's your boy Retro back again with another reaction video. Yeah. Today we got another huge update. You guys can probably already tell it is going down. Just by that title alone, you guys are definitely gonna want to check this one out. So we got that very corrupt Stacy Abrams coming out doing the unthinkable in this one, as she is now bragging about the $2 billion that she got away with in taxpayer dollars, guys. I'm excited to get into this one, so we're gonna hop straight into it. All I ask is that you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Before we even get into it, you guys, hit that like button, also hit that subscribe button for your boy. And without further ado, let's get straight into it, y'all. Check this one out.
One of the ironies of the attack on you, and I'm going to play what he did, was that my understanding is the program at the source of this whole thing is a program to lower costs for people. Do I have that top line correct?
You have it absolutely right.
Okay, so I'm gonna play what he had to say, and then I'm gonna ask you to explain what the program is that was such an obvious, ludicrous laugh line for the Republicans there. Take a listen.
$1.9 billion to recently created Decarbonization of Homes Committee, headed up, and we know she's involved. Just at the last moment, the money was passed over by a woman named Stacy Abrams.
Call her out.
Heard of her?
Okay, so what is this organization? What is your relation to it, and what does it do?
In 2023 and 2024, I led a program called Vitalizing DeSoto. We worked in a tiny town in South Georgia to demonstrate that by replacing energy inefficient appliances with efficient appliances, you can lower your cost. And in fact, we accomplished that. For 75% of the community, they got appliances that are lowering their bills right now. We had one woman who saw her electric bill cut in half from $180 to $98. That's what we delivered. And based on that program, a coalition of organizations, famous organizations, came together and said to the EPA, if we can do this here, we can do this for millions more Americans. Let us invest the money of America in lowering the cost for Americans. And the EPA said, okay, great, go for it. And they then granted those dollars to this coalition of organizations who came together, bringing 250 years and $100 billion worth of experience to doing this project.
Wait. Run it back, guys. I'm still not getting where 2 billion with a B. We're not talking about $2 million. Like, okay, she spent $2 million on appliances. I still would be a little questionable there, a little skeptic. But guys, $2 billion, you're telling me that went to I'm trying to figure out, where are the folks that got the appliances? I want them to stand up, raise your hand right now if you received appliances from Stacy Abrams, any organization that she is a part of, because I'm just not buying it. I don't know if it's just me, but I can't buy this a bogus narrative. She's lying straight to our faces once again.
50 years and $100 billion worth of experience to doing this project. What they are angry about is that it's going to work, because we know it can work. And in fact, the hypocrisy is that just today, the EPA quietly released funds for one portion of this program, $7 billion, where $100 million of that will go to West Virginia for solar projects. Another $60 million will go to Alaska for solar projects. They know this works. They know it will reduce cost. They are angry about the fact that it is Democrats who know how to serve the American people and lower their prices. They know that they are about to cost Americans money, and that those of us willing to deliver results must be shut down before people notice.
Yeah, I just be clear on this. Like the lowest hanging fruit for anything having to do with climate is just efficiency. And it's You can weatherize homes, you can swap out old inefficient appliances, and what it does is it reduces carbon, it makes everyone's energy bills cheaper, and it makes people's lives, it's just like a total win-win-win. All it does is improve people's lives. There's no trade-off. If the government's going to pay for it as they are. I mean, the last question I wanted to say to you as a lawyer is, it also struck me as I was hearing that, and this weaponization of the government, it's just flatly unconstitutional to say we killed a federal grant because Stacey Abrams was associated with it.
What?
I think that should terrify people, that if they are willing to do something like that, what will they do to you so that they can hide what they're trying to do for themselves?
All right, so Steve Malloy on X, he's the person who originally posted this. And so I saw it here and then I went and found the whole clip on my own. And he says EPA Stacy Abrams grift revealed. Just told MSNBC's Chris Hayes that the Biden EPA gave her $2 billion to buy people new home appliances to reduce electric bills. So Democrats upgraded vote buying from Obama phones to Biden refrigerators. Now this
and that still does not even sell it. I need the receipts. I can't believe that this is what happened. We're talking about $2 billion being spent over the course of a couple months. I don't believe it's possible. There is massive fraud in her scheme. I want to know where the money went. Let's get the receipts. If they spend it on appliances, so be it. Just show us the receipts. Show us some folks that actually received some appliances, because right now it just looks like this is another massive cover up, and you're just blame shifting. Now it is the Trump administration's fault. Like, how? Because you stole $2 billion of taxpayers' dollars? I mean, it doesn't make sense to me.
Vote buying from Obama phones to Biden refrigerators.
This is wild.
Now, this kind of brings up two questions. If you watch the interview, you'll notice Stacey Abrams doesn't give any evidence at all that they actually used the money in the way that she says that they intend to use the money. So it sounds like, I mean, she doesn't provide any kind of website where you can go and check on everything that they've purchased or any kind of accounting or anything like that. It seems like she's saying we want to do this, but it doesn't sound like she actually says we have done this and we have verifiable results, and here's where you can go find those or go review those. So it sounds to me like her plan is more kind of an aspirational plan, like, hey, give us $2 billion, right? And I think we can make this happen. And you know what? That's how a lot of plans are. So, you know, not going to criticize that. Now, another thing, let's say, for example, they have the $2 billion. They are buying people appliances. Then you have another question, like this person, Darren, asks, you know, if you were to use the $2 billion to buy $5,000 worth of appliances, that's 400,000 homes that you could buy appliances for. Where is the proof, right? So that's the point one. Like, where's the proof that you've actually been using this $2 billion to buy these appliances? There must be some kind of paper trail for that. But then you also have the question of, okay, is it worth it? Is that the right way to use $2 billion? So you have the question of, have you used the money that way? Can we get some proof of that? And then you also have the question of, even if you have used the money that way, is that an efficient way to use $2 billion? So you have the accounting side, and then you also have the conceptual side where, is this even a good concept, right? So as, for example, Bruce Bradley says, if a better appliance costs $1,000 and it saves $50 a year, how long does it take to pay for itself? It takes 40 years. Now, that's just an example. You know, maybe this $2 billion is reducing significantly people's bills, maybe their grants, etc. But that's why I think people want more transparency, and they'd like to get an accounting of this to say, hey, you know, okay, you're doing these great things. Let's take a look. Let's look at the numbers. Let's get some case studies to see exactly how the money's being used and to see all of these wonderful results that you're promising.
You won't get that.
Now, aside from this,
you
y'all,
won't get that.
Abrams also went on to clap back at the Trump administration and at Trump himself and say, look, y'all are just scared of me. You're just scared of us because we have real results and you don't, right? So Stacey Abrams, she's just on this whole you're afraid thing. Like, she wants to convince the viewer that Donald Trump and his administration is afraid of her. That's not what I would do. It wouldn't be my way of going about it, because I don't think people are going to believe that. But people who watch this program are probably already predisposed to believe it. So it's kind of more like preaching to the choir as opposed to convincing somebody who maybe is on the fence or somebody who is just hearing about this for the first time. I don't think very many people are going to hear this and say, yeah, I do think Donald Trump is afraid of Stacey Abrams. You know, I just don't think that that's going to come across as true. But here's Stacey Abrams talking about the tariffs and about how she, in her opinion, Trump is mismanaging those.
I'm joined now by Stacy Abrams, former Democratic candidate for governor in Georgia. She founded the Southern Economic Advancement Project, hosts the podcast Assembly Required. She was just attacked by name during Donald Trump's joint address to Congress, and we will get to that. Stacey, I have to say, politicians, that sort of campaign in poetry and govern in prose, and there's a fair amount of that. But this kind of, I'm going to get prices down to like, suck it up, losers, stop whining about your cheap toys, is a pretty head-snapping one by any standard.
I mean, look, he campaigned in promises, and he's governing like a Ponzi scheme. He is pretending that Americans are suckers and that they're not going to remember that he promised to lower prices, and instead he is taking money out of their pockets. He is doing everything in his power to reward the wealthy and reward his cronies at the expense of the American people. And I just don't think we're dumb enough to fall for it long term. And I think what he's hoping is that people will forget everything that you just played, that people will forget that he promised to lower egg prices. And instead we are facing lowered wages, or at least wages that aren't moving. And we are watching communities react in very visceral terms because they can't afford Donald Trump.
Yeah, you're starting to see, it's interesting. Everyone's been so lockstep in line with him. But on the tariffs, you can start to hear how freaked Republicans are. Here's Senator Kennedy, I believe, of Louisiana. Take a listen.
I'm worried about the tariffs. We're in very obscure territory. We're in uncharted waters. I think if the tariffs do start to cause inflation, I think the president will back away from them.
You can hear, Trump doesn't want to back away. Trump wants to say everyone's got to take short-term pain. Kennedy's saying, let's not go crazy here.
Well, we know in Georgia what is promised from these tariffs is that the average Georgia family, according to the Peterson Institute, will face rising basically $1,200 more per year to live in the United States, to live in the state of Georgia. And that's part of the reason they are reacting by attacking folks like me, those of us who are doing the work of actually delivering on the promises of what should be, not the Ponzi scheme that he's trying to create.
There we have it, guys. And I'm going to stop it right there because this is not going to be the way that Stacey Abrams gets off scot-free. Now trying to blame Donald Trump, saying that, hey, he has lied to you guys. You need to wake up, as a distraction from our $2 billion money laundering scheme from our tax dollar. I mean, come on, y'all. You really think we're buying that, Miss Abrams? You think we're going to buy the fact the only reason why they're coming after you is to distract from the fact that the economy is not where it should be at in the first 6 weeks? I mean, come on, give this guy a break. Donald Trump's been in office for a little over 40 days now, and these folks are already working or looking for him working on a miracle. I don't see that happening. None of his voters seen that happening. We all know that it's going to take time as far as the economy goes. But these folks on the left, that's that last thing, the last straw that they're hanging on to. The economy, the eggs. Every single time they're losing, their back is against the wall. Guess what they threw out there? Trump still hasn't done anything about the rising price of eggs. I mean, come on, y'all. That's way too cheap. Way too low. Donald Trump, we see what's going on. We see what he campaigned on, and so far he has done exactly what he said he was going to do, and some. He is getting it done. So as for the economy, as for those eggs, excuse me, I believe that he's working on it, and it'll come down eventually. As for the tariffs, we've already heard from Donald Trump during that joint address, which sounds like all the Dems on the left had their ears plugged. They had to have had their ears plugged. Donald Trump said, brace for impact. We're doing this. We're going to get it done, but it's going to help us out in the long run. These guys don't see the bigger picture. That's the problem. They're too busy looking, and one foot in front of the other. They're looking too narrow-minded. You need to be looking a widespread all the way down the road. You know what I mean? And it will benefit us to start generating revenue from outside of this country. Joe Biden wouldn't do it. He didn't have the guts to, but guess who does? Our real leader, Donald Trump. Y'all, but definitely hop in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. I don't think this is taking any of the heat off of Stacey Abrams, her investigation. I mean, she was a name drop personally during Donald Trump's joint address for a reason, y'all. Let me know what you're thinking. Also, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you enjoy more content like this, catch you guys on the next one.